In today's video, I'll be giving you my top 5 favorite Seattle Seahawks games of the 2025 NFL season. I took this week to really go back and watch through most of the games to make sure I actually truly enjoyed watching these, and I can only narrow it down to 5, and that was the difficult part. So enjoy the video, and as always, go Hawks. Before I start the list, I'm going to have actually 2 honorable mentions. It's the Week 18 performance against the Niners and then the divisional round game against the Niners. I'm not having them on the actual list because while those games were fun to watch, getting the number 1 seed and beating the shit out of the Niners to advance to the NFC Championship, the Niners didn't stand a chance from the start. I knew we were going to win both games. I didn't think we'd have the sloppy offensive performance in Week 18. I thought we'd put up more points. And then in the divisional round, I didn't think we'd put up 41 points on their ass. But they were just severely outmatched. The game, I love watching both games, like I said. But they were kind of boring a little bit. After we've done the damage, it was just like, okay, now we're just running out the clock. We can savor the moment, we can enjoy it and just sit back and just watch the clock go out. But I really liked both of those games, but I liked 5 games better on this list. Kicking this list off at number 5, we have the Seahawks versus Saints Week 3 game where the Seahawks won 44-13. This was 38-6 at halftime. The Torrey Horton explosion game. He had a receiving touchdown and then a 95-yard punt return touchdown. The Seahawks defense was just destroying the New Orleans Saints for 4 hours until they finally scored a touchdown with 13 minutes left in the entire game. But this was also the first game that I watched in here, so makes it extra cool. But to me, this was just such an unexpected blowout. I definitely knew we were going to win that game, but I didn't think we were going to score 38 points in the first half. That was just jaw-dropping, just what in the actual hell is going on? I kind of felt bad for the Saints. They didn't deserve that much of an ass-kicking, but at the same time, that was such a fun game to watch. Coming in at number 4, we got the Seahawks Sunday night game between the Washington Commanders where we beat them 38-14. We scored 31 of the first 38 points in the first half of this game. We scored the first 28 points in this game. Another 2-touchdown performance out of Torrey Horton. Elijah Arroyo got his one and only touchdown of the season. Cody White unexpectedly had just a 60-yard touchdown. That was elite. The barnyard touchdown that happened. Darnold was, I believe, 16 of 16 in the first half. Finished 21 of 24. Well over 300 passing yards. I think had 4 passing touchdowns in this game. And the defense just forcing turnovers, getting sacks. I think just the one thing I did not appreciate about this game was the Commanders leaving Jaden Daniels in when they were getting the shit knocked out of them, forcing him to get that ugly injury, and obviously Sam Darnold throwing a pick. Those were the 2 things I didn't like about this game, but 38-14 on a Sunday night game, you can't get really any better than that. I really got nothing else to say. This was just another great ass kicking that the Seahawks had to dish out. Coming in at number 3, we got Super Bowl 60. Though it wasn't the most entertaining game to watch to a neutral fan watching this game, I enjoyed every last second of it. I don't give a shit that it wasn't very offensive until the fourth quarter, where A.J. Barnes scored the first and only touchdown for the Seahawks on offense. Okay, on offense. But this was I'm pretty sure I did say this. That was the best defensive performance in a game I've ever seen. Full biased. Biased all the way to the damn moon. The Patriots couldn't do shit until the fourth quarter where Seattle stopped trying because we already had this shit on lockdown. I think they scored all 13 other points in the fourth quarter. Actually, yeah, they did. I'm looking at the box score. They did. Great showing, Patriots. that just proved that they did not really belong there, and they did, in fact, have a cakewalk schedule, playing shit offenses all the way throughout the playoffs. And Seattle bringing home Lombardi number 2. Coming in at number 2, we have the NFC Championship game between the Seahawks and the Rams, where the Seahawks won it 31-27 to advance to Super Bowl 60. I talked about this earlier this week. The first 3 quarters were just offensive shootouts, battles, no defense whatsoever. But that fourth quarter came along, and it was who wanted it more. Because not one single point was scored in the fourth quarter of this game. Could have been from the Rams if they just decided to take their field goal instead of going for the touchdown with like 4 minutes left. Thanks for doing that. That was dumb as hell. But another classic of JSN and Puka Nacua going at it. Sam Darnold and Matt Stafford put on electric showings. Kenneth Walker, another great game out of him from the playoffs. The instant just deep ball to Rashid Shaheed, I think, on second or third play of the Seahawks' first drive. That was elite. That got the crowd really, really going. But yeah, the fourth quarter, it was just mind games between Sean McVay and Mike McDonald with players on the field. Like, the fourth quarter wasn't about the players necessarily. It was about if Sean McVay could outcoach Mike McDonald, vice versa. And Mike McDonald outcoached Sean McVay. It was great to see on NFL films, watching the close-up of Sean McVay just, like, putting his face in his, like, play calling book and then just slowly pulling it back down, just showing a genuine pissed off look. Like, I really want a picture of that hanging on my wall somewhere. Not here, but at home. I want that framed on my wall. And coming in at number 1 for my favorite Seattle Seahawks game of the 2025 NFL season, and this honestly might be my favorite game I've watched this decade for the Seattle Seahawks. One of my favorite games I've ever watched in the NFL, period. And that is the Seahawks and Rams Thursday night battle, 38-37 in overtime. Seattle was down 30-14 at one point. Rashid Shaheed in the fourth quarter got a nice, I believe, 56-yard punt return touchdown to get the spark going. Something flipped a switch after that on the entire Seahawks sideline. They came ready to play. Finished that game. Barner got an elite 26-yard wide-open-ass touchdown. Thicker kicker missed a field goal that would have put them ahead. And he normally doesn't miss field goals, so like that, people probably said that felt scripty. The Seahawks got not one, not even two, but 3 2-point conversions in this game. Beautiful. We go to overtime. Puka Nacua tortures us for a touchdown. I'm like, all right, bet. We go down and score a touchdown. JSN back to the end zone. We go for 2. We line up. Barner motions to the left. Starts motioning to the left. Darnold hikes the ball, gets the snap, and then throws in one of the tightest windows imaginable to Eric Saubert for the 2-point conversion. Like, if you go back to like NFL films or like NFL All Access, one of those two, you'll be able to see just how fucking tight and perfect this ball had to be thrown. Like, I think Byron Young's hands were like sort of like this. So Darnold had to fit the ball through here to Eric Saubert, who I think had 3 catches on the season, including that catch. Probably one of the most important catches he's ever made in his NFL career. Probably the most important in his NFL career. And we walked off the Rams, and A.J. Barner captured the absolute most aura-filling moment, standing in the crowd and just staring. Peak football, my favorite game of the season, without a doubt. Well, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe, and turn the notification bell on so you'll never miss an upload. I will see you in the next video. Go Hawks!